You're
Just
right. And,
just laughing at her. It's like just.
And I guess Camilla does also have the Droga at home, which is another captured beast.
Hey, I also once had an elk.
Which lived for all of 5 minutes, mind you.
Best case, 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Put the giant eagle back.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, that's. Now I just need to bring it to a desert.
If that giant eagle meets a rock, the rock will win.
Yeah.
But will the rock win against a gun?
Do we have guns yet? I haven't.
Desert
that's for sure.
eagle.
Oh, haha.
Wow. Did not see where you were going with that one.
Well, I assume Fulgrin's gonna stay out of this arena trial, considering, he's from here. So, I assume that leaves the rest of us.
No, what do you mean? I've got all my money on Valgrind, Stallion is it?
Yeah.
I said we had talented hunters and warriors. He may be the most talented of them all.
Yeah, to agree on that. But we've seen him in action ourselves, and we've seen him slay around 2 to 3 undead vampires at once. And out of character, like we saw that 4 nat 20s in a row.
I didn't say he can crit multiple times in a row.
But still, he's powerful.
This is why we encouraged him to leave the town. We were like, look, we're good at fighting, to stick around with all us hippies.
Oh, I believe most folk can have some fighting spirit in him. Leave him out of it.
But he'll be eager, but poor old man, he's probably a little beyond his prime.
It's as if I'm that young, but I see what you mean.
Yeah. How old is Valgrind?
It's pretty old. Let's see if I wrote it anywhere. Because his hair is beginning to gray. Well, I didn't give him an age, but he's not young.
Is Valgrind's actual background again?
Outlander, I think I gave him.
Oh yeah, well that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, Outlander. Just like Jerry. See the resemblance?
That Tom and Jerry movie would get intense. So, Valgrind, you would probably be one of the more. Then Mosfer is probably at a similar age to you. You probably like grew up together, and the trials that they're doing over the next 3 nights, you probably did with him back in the day. Unless there's someone else you think you may be connected to here in the village. Do you have any family or
Really right. Let's see. Well, I didn't write.
Some more backstory for the
I gave like how he got his like his abilities and everything. I don't think I gave actual backstory. Like how he got the powers, like to use different animal things, but not being an actual druid. Probably has his like parents here, but he's probably like an older brother. But yeah, probably in Wolves 4 is the only one who knows his age.
So you would probably know that he would be one of the bigger competitors if you were going to be opening the arena again. But there is the new generation of warriors that are supposed to be, well, of hunters that are supposed to be taking their trials, and as I said, uh, getting a beast here, like it would be quite common for the druids to like summon a beast or like dominate a beast or even just wild shape and participate like that. There are a couple of druids that might be able to participate as well. But to Mikil's question of a format, if you guys want to make this PvP, you totally can. You do have all the wolves of Alsvater here who could also participate. So you could just play as the party, and then we'll remove all of those, put them in a different team. Could team up with one of those each, or we can do this however you think might be fun. But the main event is probably going to be be two teams against each other with a giant beast in the arena. It's a pretty classic arena fight in Arania. Essentially got three parties. You've got like a monster and two competitors.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, Trimir personally believes like that since this tribe is all about tradition and whatnot. He believes like getting a beast in to participate sounds like.
Oh, seems like he's suggesting we go hunting for something.
Thornclaw kind of excitedly says, "Oh, I could help you find something. I've been tracking a few animals in the area. We were trying to make sure that they wouldn't be a problem over the next couple of nights, but if we're capturing it and bringing it to the arena, that might kill two birds with one stone, as it were."
Anything worthy of the arena?
Oh yes, I think so. There has been a serpent in these woods, and I believe that there may be a Jabberwocky on the loose. After the hags were defeated, I think it broke free, so could be an option, though I'm sure I want to go up against the Jabberwocky myself. The traditional thing to find would be a fleece mane lion, but we would usually have a few of those. They have not been seen in a long time, though, so I wouldn't hold your breath. And that, not sure. See some old Brontotherium creatures that they kind of look like a rhinoceros. It's hard to explain.
Well, I'll let the ones who need to prove themselves to choose. I'll help tracking and bringing it here. But I believe the choice should be theirs.
Well, Crimea, Camilla, what do you think? What do you want to fight against? And how do you want to fight?
Trimir said he'll be right back. His internet issues.
I'm here.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
Yep.
For what it's worth, you've got your three options. There's the fleece mane lions, which would be easiest to capture but rarest to find. There's the Brontotherium, which is kind of a medium challenge. Like they're not the kind of creature that would fight very well in an arena, but definitely dangerous. And there's the serpent, which would definitely be the hardest challenge to capture and would provide the biggest spectacle.
Okay.
The gods like watching Leonin fight giant snakes, just like we like watching a cat versus a snake video.
The cat and cucumber. So
I feel like this would be a prime opportunity to show the might of Broderick. So, how about we go for a spectacle?
oh yeah. Snake.
The serpent it is.
Yep. I think the question is how we try to capture it.
Well, I will let you take some time to plan and prepare. There are a few places. The Hawker's Spear should have some hunting supplies if you need it. There's the Hunter's Outfitters. But honestly, most of the places around here have probably got some useful things for hunters. But let us meet back here at sunset, and I will show you the last known location. Show you where you might be able to pick up the trail.
All right. Yep. I'm scrolling through the shots to see what goodies there are.
Liana says, very well. I will head back to the Wild Heart Shrine and make an offering to the gods. Let them know that the arenas will reopen at least for tomorrow. And me if you need anything.
Sounds like we know what we're doing.
You're ready to leave. I'll meet you at the Druid's Perch. Be able to guide you easily from there.
Alright. Keep an eye on Shadowclaw. Maybe they'll try to sneak here. Although a day should be fine.
Yes, I will commune with the forests, and hopefully the birds will let us know before anything gets too close.
I wonder, scrolling through the shots, can I see the description of some of the items? I don't know if I can.
I think you would have to ask the shopkeep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, I
right
don't know.
now. Oh yeah.
You want to go to a
sorry,
shop. These stores are very handy, but you can also please still actually show me where you're going. Like all of these have an actual location on the map, so if you're heading to a
Okay.
place, prioritize the story over the game, please.
Oh yeah. Can you? Right now, I don't see the actual names. I see the list, but I don't see the names.
If you
in
on the left
okay.
side where you get the talking controls, measurement controls, drawing tools, and journal notes. Press on the journal note.
Ah, okay.
A bunch of symbols should pop up. You have names.
Tokens. Token. Wait, flip.
But using those stores is just way easier than me trying to play a shopkeeper that explains everything they have in their shop. You can, what you're seeing there, think of it like if you're walking through a market and you saw all the things on the shelf, but if you want to actually go and interact with that shopkeep, we'll still have that interaction.
Right.
I think there is a mechanic in there to buy it through the.
Okay.
I don't actually know. Yeah, I think you can make purchases in those shops, but I haven't actually tested that. So
Okay.
we'll try
Like
that
I
a
did
few
see the
times.
purchase. I did see the purchase button. Well, in
What
the
about?
list.
Doesn't give me the purchase button. That's the GM. So.
Nope.
But I said
Yep.
costs. And things. Everything should be forward.
Yep. The Feral Emporium. So. Yep. Timers. Flicking through and.
Yeah.
Yep. And. Oh, what was that? Were you saying something?
I think you head into the Feral Emporium, you'll see that there is a quite a disheveled looking woodworker that comes out to see you and let me know if I can help with anything.
What can you tell me about this item right here? And he points to Driver points out to this wooden chain of the unbroken circle. Circle, like what is it? What does that do?
Oh, yes, a little specialty of mine. I have been trying to make some protection out of the local forests. Is made for druids and rangers, I should say.
Ah,
Yes, it is. You see here, these wooden links are just as strong as mithril, I assure you. But they have been enchanted by the elders. It took us some time, but it is reinforced with old natural magic that responds to the wearer's connections to nature.
ah,
So you would get a bonus to your wisdom, to your AC equal to your wisdom modifier, in addition to the normal AC of chainmail, essentially. That's medium armor. But yeah, it's chainmail, but it does require attunement by a druid or a ranger, so might
so
not be.
Camilla can. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I can imagine. Like, yeah, Driver reaching over to Camilla. Ah, Camilla, is this something you could possibly need? Like out of character, do you still have attunement slots, and is this armor better than the one you have now?
Don't think so. I don't think there's any armor. I don't think there's any armor currently that is better.
If you're not so in tune with nature, we do also have these versions that are not enchanted. Yeah, this wooden chest piece is still blessed, of course, but he'll point out a full other set of wooden armor. It's like got everything: a helmet, pauldrons, gauntlets, everything. But it's not enchanted, which you would see as the wooden cuirass. I've never said that word out loud for some reason. Cuirass. Is that how you say it? Right.
right then. What can you tell me about? I noticed this unique looking bow here, and he points to the Thorn of the North.
That likewise is a bow enchanted with some druidic magic. If you trying to remember if there's a command word, I don't think there is, but essentially it can shoot barbed arrows. Each day you are able to loose an arrow that will add some sharp thorns to whatever arrow you fire from it. And if you are skilled enough, perhaps you can even uh, maintain an attachment to a vine. If you know what I mean? I've never been able to get it quite right myself. You can cast Hail of Thorns, Spike Growth, and Grasping Vine from this bow, using charges from the bow. And you can use a charge to add an extra bit of piercing damage to a normal arrow. If you click on the actual name of the item, open the description.
Oh, okay, I can. Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
Well, Trimir's looking over some stuff at the woodworkers. Anyone else browsing any shops or doing anything? Is that so?
I think Thalgrin.
Mikkel was gonna head over to the rack for more smithy.
Yeah, when you walk in there, you'll see probably the biggest Leonin you've seen, other than Thalgrin here so far, as he does not look like he can run around like a lion, but he's just built similarly to your father. Actually, it's like looks like a Leonin version of your dad, as he is working the smithy here, and there's something cool about the smithy.
No?
Let me double check the notes. But yeah, what are you doing?
Well, first I wanna gauge his skill, see how good of a blacksmith he is.
You can give me a perception check here. I'll see if you've got advantages.
15. Not the best.
Yeah. No, that's not too bad. I just don't know what I did with my. Oh. I thought I had added something for the smithy, but yeah, what you would see is that he has got uh, like he's not making too much that's all that interesting. He doesn't seem all that busy here, but he's probably kept hard at work making arrowheads, things like that, but and just bits and pieces for hunting equipment, like iron pots for whoever's like making potions and stuff like that. But you would see that he doesn't have much of a forge here. So it seems definitely lacking. until you see him open up like a trap door in the back of the forge, and then will or like in the back of his smithy, and you'll just see heat coming out of there as he takes a pair of tongs and pulls some metal out of what seems to be just a fire in the ground. Like he's got some kind of there's like a crack in the ground at the back of the shop that he's got covered, but he seems to be using a natural like crack in the ground as his furnace or as his forge.
Now that is an interesting forge you've got there, if you don't mind me asking. Or how does that how does that work?
Thank you. Uh, I'm not entirely sure how it came to be, but this the moor was there before the smithy built over it, and we keep it lit by the whispering pyre, just a little ways into the forest. You're welcome to go and take a look. I'm sure for the next few nights there will be grand celebrations there.
Well, don't mind if I do. Can I also take a closer look at the mole in the ground? Or would that be a trade secret?
Oh no, it's a fire hole in the ground. Honestly, if you can tell me something about it, I'd appreciate it.
Well,
But
let's see.
you can also you can give me an investigation check for this one, as you've seen no particular skill from this guy, like nothing of a specialty, but maybe of interest.
Okay, 24.
Yeah, this is. I mean, he said it was a natural, like that. This was just kind of there, but um, yeah, this looks like it is definitely some primal force of fire that you saw a similar thing when you fought the fire elementals in on Ymir's Lash. Like you saw that whole, uh, the whole outpost that was getting sort of swallowed by lava. Remember that? But this seems to be a similar thing that it's like there's a small volcanic crevice that has opened up here. You can tell it this thing could definitely get worse. The druids may be doing something to just stop it from spreading, but if the volcanic activity gets any worse here, it could be very bad for the Verdant Main tribe.
Well, I never got your name. What's your name? Name's Mikkel.
And Rakthar,
Right.
good to meet you.
Sorry.
Mikio,
Yeah.
wouldn't have to be the blacksmith from Broudewijk, would you?
That's to me, in flesh and blood.
I'd tell of your skills. An honor to meet you, sir.
Well, I'm honored to meet a blacksmith from the Verdant Main tribe. No, not to alarm you or anything, but I took a look at your little fire hole in the ground, and from my troubles with my companions, it seems like it bears a significant resemblance to that of a primordial. I guess you could call it a fissure caused by fire elementals. Now, you mentioned something about rituals, which means that from what I'm gathering, it's currently being held in a frozen state. But you should be careful that it doesn't grow, because you could be looking at. Well, it could spew fire at some point if it gets bad. Maybe you might even see lava flowing out.
Oh, yes, well, it was a little smaller when I started here. But thank you. I will speak with Shaliana about that. Do you know if there's anything I could do to keep it its current size? It is very handy not to have to relight it.
I'm actually. Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Sweet.
you've got magic
That'll
is-
be 25.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you kind of tell me what you think might work because your magic is geared towards uh, doing that kind of thing. It might need some sort of a contraption that you might be able to build, but it also might be a case of like maintaining a forge fire. Don't you have a forge fire spell? This
It's an ability.
It's a spell, yeah.
yeah, so like that kind of magic, the um a similar magical process could probably go into like opening a thing like this. So you can get creative about how you might solve that. Also, sorry, with the last thing is that with a 25, you would know that whatever the druids are doing is definitely the thing keeping this from like erupting. And he said that they were doing something at the Whispering Pyre, which you get the impression, um, if these druids are as talented as they say, they probably have some control over the primordial forces.
Alright. Well, from what I can gather, Rakma, I I was correct in the fact that the what we were doing at the Whispering Pyre seems to be holding it. Now, my first thought on how to potentially keep this at bay, like outside of the druidic rituals, would do you have any frost steel?
Afraid not. We have some iron and silver, some copper, but such fanciful materials are not commonly found around here.
Hmm. Well, see, do you reckon we could? Hmm. So, out of character, this wouldn't count as a magical forge, right? Therefore, I wouldn't be able to process the frost steel that I have on person.
And it's definitely, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the requirements you're referring to, but this would be a primordial forge. So
Okay. Because
not like
according to Raw, from what I remember, you just need a magical forge to process the rarer ingots like frost steel.
I think that the frost forge was specifically like you could use. It was like black ice that you can forge there. I can't remember what frost steel is.
Uh, well, it's just one of the metals within cables. It just gives you like, well, either 1d4 whatever ice cold damage or resistance to cold. Oh, sorry, resistance to fire damage. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try putting some of my ice of frost steel or on the primordial forge. See if I can process it.
Yes, you definitely. Is it ice steel that you?
Oh yeah, it's just ice steel here. Right.
Yeah. That's why I was confused because there's what you can make in the frost forge is specific to the frost forge, but yeah, this is definitely be able to to use it here.
All right. Then here's what we're gonna try and do, Rahma. I'm gonna try and smelt some of this ice steel ore if you can help me, and then we're gonna try and make a housing for it essentially. I'm hoping that the coals from the aura, as it were, from the ice steel would be able to contain, or at least help contain the primordial fires.
Very well. Sounds like it could work. Just show me what you need me to do. All of my equipment is at your disposal.
And get ready to help you smelt this ore.
All right. Well,
You can tell me what kind of a check. I mean, this would be a smithing check to try and craft this.
yep. So, as it were, it's gonna be a smithing check. So, very simply, I'm just gonna pour the ice steel into a cauldron, heat it up, and then pour it into molds, and then gonna let it cool down. And then afterwards, we can work it. I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll that. Just to make sure.
Also, he's also helping you, so you would have advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that would be an 18.
Yeah, I'd say an 18 would be enough, as you are able to craft this. And yeah, so you describe to me what the final product looks like here, as you will be able to temper this forge quite nicely.
Well, if you ever seen like one of those like Victorian esque furnaces, like where they would have like they would have the hatch with like way they could put firewood into the fire, and then like on top. Well, yeah. So essentially, there would be like on top there would be a hole, and then there would be a hatch that opens up into, so you could put things into the fire, but also so you can hoist things over the fire. Hang on, I'm gonna get my trusty paint out.
Like you would have in a train.
I guess kinda.
Kind of engine, but yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, as you would be able to kind of build up the back of the shop, so it's not just a hole in the ground anymore. Yeah, there is. You've now got a little system on top of it that keep this thing from cracking the ground around it. And is in.
That was essentially my very eloquent paint skills.
That's what I'm picturing. So you've kind of built that where before there was just a hole in the ground there, and now that is sitting on top of it as he kind of stands back.
Oh, well, doesn't that look a little more professional?
That does. And with any hope, it'll help keep the fires at bay, so you have a nice and sweet running forge for generations to come.
Wish there was something I could do to repay you. You are welcome to anything from my shop.
Well, I could need your recommendation actually. Me and my companions are gonna go and hunt a serpent. I don't quite remember what it's called, and well, I'm sure you've done that a fair share of times. What do you think I should get to prepare ourselves?
We have some hunting traps, but for us, a serpent. we want to be able to pin down the back of its neck, so we could create something for you, but let's see. I think a hunting trap like this should do. A snare for one of the larger creatures, and you'll see he he pulls out what's kind of lying up against the wall, but it looks like a much larger version of a snare you would probably use for a rabbit or something like that. If you can hook this around its neck, you should be able to pull it tight and keep its head away from you. And it will essentially just be a hunting trap that he's trying to give you. Mechanically, you could use that against the creature.
All right. And say, how big are these serpents? Like, are we talking like man-sized or bigger than man?
We get some pretty big snakes around here, but I'm sure you're not hunting down the Titanoboa or something. So, yes, some of them can be rather large. The pythons are kind of tries to gesture like how big he's kind of gesturing to it being a large creature. But the Titanoboa he mentions, if you want to make a nature check, you would be able to recognize that name.
All right. Not a lot of recognizing going on.
Yeah, you heard of the Titanoboa, but you may be able to infer from the name that it's bigger than most.
Well, truthfully, I'm not actually sure how big of a serpent we're hunting. So I think, apart from the snare, I am also going to get 100 feet of chain. And can I just press purchase? I can. Okay, let me just do that in. And then I
The block and tackle as well, so you can set up a trap.
yeah, I was gonna get a couple of those as well. And then, do tell me, do the iron spikes you're selling, do they have like a loop in the end, or like a hole, or would that be more in the piton area?
Pythons are that is what they are used for.
Right, yeah, of course.
Actually, are they? Yeah. I've pictured pythons in so many different ways depending on how you how you need it, but I think it can just be something you wedge into a rock, and it can be like what you described with the hole in the back. So
Oh, as long as it can hold down, I shall also take. How much should I take? I think I'll take 20 of those actually. Yeah.
do I have to click accept? Ah,
Haha.
okay. So
Do you have
that
to
was
click accept on
Python.
all of them? Like individually?
Yeah. I don't know if you can request multiple things at a time. Wow, really lets everyone know. Some gold husbands.
Yeah.
Well, when I press the what's the word? When I press the like purchase button, I could choose how many.
Yeah, but I mean, choose multiple items, or if you have to buy them each one at a time like that. But yeah, that works out well. It's I don't know if you're seeing those. Can you see the little things that have popped up, like the little receipts?
Yeah, and I can also see it in my inventory. So that seems to be working quite nice.
Cool.
All right. And then he gave me a hunting trap for free. What was that?
You can just buy one of those, and then I will.
Refund.
And then you
the
can just put the
okay.
gold back.
All right. There you go.
Give
Alright.
yourself 5 gold back.
Yep, will do. All right. Well, pleasure doing business with you. We'll probably see each other around as we're gonna be going into the cracked arena.
Opening the arena. See you there then. Good luck with your hunt.
Thank you. Happy smithing as I leave.
He's been there for quite a while as you were like working on improving this forge and all that. What have the others been doing?
For Trymir, while he's in the Pharaoh Emporium, he does take an interest in the since they're out getting ready to hunt. He does see the braided quarterstaff, and Praxis is going to seeing what it can do. It seems like perfect for their hunt and catching a big snake. He's gonna make a purchase on this braided quarterstaff.
Yeah, very, very good choice.
What? Ah, dang it. Well, when I'm trying to purchase, basically it's I'm defaulted to my old character Onyx, so it's not making it's not I can't wait. Hold on, let me see.
Try
If I
it.
can,
And that it still puts you on Onyx. You may be able to fix
yeah.
that in the bottom left, like where it shows your name. If you right click on that, you may be able to change which character is assigned. And fix that.
Right.
If the system isn't working, yeah, it's 500 gold. So you can, I can give you the item.
Yeah. So, how can I default back to my new character Trevor?
Yeah, in the bottom left where you see your name,
Yep.
right click on there. You should have some options. You'll be able to edit your, or maybe assign character. There just should be an option to edit there. Got too much stuff on my screen, I can't see them. the menus are too big. You see something if you open, can you open a menu from your name?
Oh, like should I open my character sheet? Is that what I should do, or
No. Do you see where it says Olason at the bottom left?
oh wait, hold on, let me. I'll be honest, no. Let me share my screen. Or do you want to do this later? Or
I don't understand what you're not like, can you see the player names on your screen at all, or little dots on the bottom left of the screen? Like, this is basic Foundry. You should be able to see a bunch of names in the bottom left-hand side of your screen, or maybe they're just dots. It shows one for everyone who's online. Are you not seeing that?
I do see like on the top left for me. It's on the top left for me.
Okay. What? Okay, yeah, share your screen, because I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. The Hector got
Just maybe you can move it around. I've never tried.
Oh yeah, maybe because I move stuff around. Yeah, I'll share my screen.
So it should just be a little dot with everyone's name next to the dot. That shows the color of the cursor. I don't know. It's not showing up.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, wait. Is it?
No, not that's not what I'm talking about. It's weird. No, it's not there. There's meant to be in the bottom left of your screen. There's meant to be a couple of names there, but I thought they were hidden for me because I've got too much stuff on the screen. But
let me try restarting.
yeah, no,
Anyway, you can move on to someone else while I figure this out.
the option is not there. That's something wrong with the server. I don't know what. I don't know why. So yeah, other than that, I don't know how to change your character. This is a very old problem. But if you're spending 500 gold on an item, you can just do it old school.
Yeah.
I think it, even if I drag it over, if you drag it to your sheet, I think it also prompts, because that spent the money when I gave it. It has worked. And sheet. I'm just buying a nice braided quarterstaff.
Yep.
What are Kamel and Thalgren doing? Oh, I think Thalgren said BRB. Kamala, have you even managed to load into Foundry?
Nope. It's the most scuffed, and I even confirmed on World server that it's not a problem on Foundry.
It's weird. I don't know why it's only affecting you, but that list not showing up is also very weird. I've never seen that happen before.
It should just be at the bottom. At worst case, like a little bit. Oh wait, I think maybe what's called. I think it's not showing up on Mordia. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it's something in what's called minimal UI that does it. I don't know why though.
It's always been like that on Morning. Because I always thought it was there. But now I've specifically even tried to change it for Trimere before because of this option. Anyway, it doesn't matter for tonight. But yeah, that sucks that you can't get on. Maybe I was going to keep streaming just so that Danny can see what we're looking at. Yeah, Mikhail, you would be getting back to them after they've been doing some shopping and everyone's been getting ready.
Alrighty. How's everyone doing? Ugh.
Well,
I see Falgren is still zoned out.
Did I just make everyone reload?
Seems like it.
yeah, I'm reloading right now. Yeah.
My bad. I changed the settings. Changed everything.
No problem.
But that was a good shot, Danny. It was minimal UI that was hiding it.
Yeah, I know because it's minimal UI that affects it. That's the benefit of knowing like Foundry.
Yeah, I think I've probably pressed that setting on purpose once upon a time, but forget what all the modules do.
And that's why I usually, when I update, just goes through and checks like, okay, do I still need this functionality? Nope. Delete.
Anyway, but doesn't matter if we're loading. Unless anyone's planning on doing some more shopping, the day is continuing on. You were going to meet at sunset, so you've still got a little bit of time before then.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it's my turn to have trouble downloading the world data.
Sorry, it's your turn to more.
To have trouble downloading the world data.
Oh no, that's. I think we all.
Oh, we're still all still loading. Alright.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't matter. You I need to be able to see the map right now for the current situation.
Okay.
What do you?
Yeah.
What do you guys
Like I
want
do
to?
have like Trevor does have like more shopping. I did saw an interesting item in the witch's cauldron. I think that's the shop it's called.
Okay, so when Mikhail finds you guys again, you'll be at the witch's cauldron, going over like a bunch of potions and things like that on the walls, and yeah, we're gonna say that's where the whole group is at this point because don't know what happened to Jerry.
Good. Maybe just the alarm went.
Okay, I'm back. Yep. So parameters go. Alright, where's witches? Cool. Oh, it's witches wardrobe on the top left.
So that's on the other side of town, and it would be near where Jelly said she would be, but Thornclaw actually runs this place. So yeah, you'd have a common eye there, just working the shop. Seems like teenage Leonin. Yeah, man, can I help you?
Yes. Yes. Just looking for any useful magic items around here. Might be useful on my travels.
Came to the right place. Gestures to various wands in a like case on a table near him, but you can see this guy doesn't seem all that enthusiastic. Just gestures to the shop.
Yep. And what catches the Trimer's eye is the reading through all the items, the Suncatcher staff. And how the character, considering that we were fighting vampires, it seems like a really helpful staff doing radiant damage.
He goes, "Yeah, man, you're some kind of collector or something." He looks at the Lost Era emulator and now the braided quarterstaff you have. It looks like you've got quite an.
No, yeah, you could say that. Well, it is a coincidence though that well, these items have been very helpful in my travels, but yeah, you could say, yeah.
Be a fitting addition. I think it's quite a nice piece, this one.
Indeed. And yep, and yeah, and if we're going into the case of RP, I can imagine Trimer would ask like the price for it, let's say 500 gold, and yep, and Primer would give out the 500 gold pieces for this Suncatcher staff.
Hey, come again, man. Let me know if it works out.
Indeed. Considering the recent rise of undead vampires and whatnot in the area, it can be very helpful.
The rise of what? He suddenly.
Oh, what? Oh, well, you haven't heard. You know about the Shadow Claw, Trevor? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, no, they were vampires. That would explain a lot, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather they have aligned themselves with vampires. But yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for the heads up. I've got to go stock up on garlic or something.
Yep. And holy water.
Oh, yeah. Oh, should actually be looking for blessed water, then can probably go to the Wild Heart Shrine next door. Shaliana can probably help.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. And with that, Trymir is done with the shopping in the Fairmain tribe, unless someone's thinking about purchasing holy water from the Wild Horse Shrine. Yeah, and out of character thinking about it, I wonder if holy water will be useful for essentially disrupting whatever rituals they have. Just wash it with holy water. It'll clean up the heresy away. It's a dark heresy magic away.
I mean, I think if we're in the range to use holy water, we might as well also just destroy it with our fists.
For the Emperor!
I'm sure we can disrupt it somehow, giving a little knack of magic.
How Mikkel invents guns in this world. He first makes a water pistol to fire holy water at vampires. Just progresses from
Instead of firing silvered like balls or just yeah, I guess silver balls. No, I make a water gun.
Yeah. And knowing vampires, for some reason they can't go past running water. So creating running water of holy water is definitely something very effective against vampires.
Running water. Does that mean that they just get defeated by you peeing?
I guess so.
if you can. Well, they can't cross the stream. So,
Well, just cross the streams.
Well, that brings me to a question actually. So I have the ability to silver weapons. Who here wants their weapon silvered? It would take about 2 hours. Well, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it takes about
Dalgren
2 hours.
definitely needs one.
Yeah. Okay. So
I believe my
Oh.
magical great axe works just fine.
I mean, it doesn't
Uh,
give any negatives having it silvered. It just adds another stage of fight.
Okay. I thought silvered weapons would stop the regenerative abilities of
Silver
vampires.
is
guess
like
the
I think
phone-
silver is if you can get a
It's
magical weapon, you
werewolf.
silver it.
Well, it's all
silver
divine.
is. Some things would be like vulnerable to silvered weapons specifically. There are cases for that, but generally speaking, a magic weapon is as effective. Like in most cases, like in terms of just monsters you might encounter in the woods, a silvered weapon is what you would need to overcome that resistance. But Mikil has a point that there are no negatives to silvering it, but generally, Thalgren's also right. A silver magic weapon is a bit of a hat on a hat.
Can give you a javelin if you want to silver it.
In that case, we might as well just save our scraps.
A silver javelin is actually it's a good idea. I'd never even thought of that. So yeah, are you going to silver any of the weapons?
Well, yeah, I'll silver. What's the word? I'll silver his javelin for him. Let's see what this does.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cool. So Falcon, you can add a silver javelin to your inventory.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, Thalgren, what have you been doing as the others have been doing some light shopping, and Mikil's helped improve the forge, but we haven't heard from Kamala and Thalgren.
Thalgren will probably go look for Mosfor or his family. Just spend some time with them until the evening. He's been probably a few weeks because he had to travel from here to Brodovik and then all around the place. It's been a while.
Yeah, so we'll say because it did take a little while for Mikhail to like improve the forge there, so time has gone on a bit. You would have gotten to spend like an hour or two back at home. You would have heard that Mosfer was out on patrol and be back soon enough, but you'd be able to find him at the south of town. As it gets to about 5 o'clock, you guys have about an hour before you're supposed to meet Thornclaw. So everyone would be coming together again here as Mikhail's been silvering the weapon and Trymere comes back talking about holy water, I think.
Yep. Or rather, the Suncatcher stuff, like talking about how it'll be useful against the vampires.
Well, then I said I will not be. If he won't arrive by the time, I'll just wait for him in the south, like in south part of the village. And if he's not there by the time I have to head to the lodge, then I'll just go to the lodge.
So I think I have fixed the problem for Trymere. You should try to say something random in the chat and see if it comes from Onyx or Trymere.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see if I'll reload and see if it defaults to my character first.
Just did though in the chat that when you used to do that, it would come up as Onyx as well.
Oh yeah, I'm just double checking because sometimes, like I have my character selected, so I'm not sure if that had an effect.
That would obviously have an effect. That's the point. Yeah.
It shouldn't really like. You should. I think you should just basically, if you release the character, it's and then add the new one. It should be that one all the time, unless you does some world script.
That's what it is. That's what I was saying to test it out, but he would select the token. That's just going to override it anyway.
Okay, got
That's
it.
fine. Is Camilla doing anything in the town while everyone's been shopping?
Just relaxing for once, enjoying well, not dying in that castle.
Can you please actually give me a wisdom save as you are sitting around? I know maybe you'll have to use D&D Beyond, but
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you should actually be able to see it if a 20.
Very nice. Yeah, as you sit and take a breather, a well-deserved rest here, there's still a lingering effect from that vampire charming you, and it's like it seemed like the vampires you've encountered there, like they knew you, like they kept calling you things that as though you were someone special, and like they all knew who you were. You've never seen any of them. You don't know how they would know you, but clearly there is some sort of connection with these vampires.
Plus, the fact that he can be out in the sunlight and whatnot is a huge thing for you.
Yeah, there's. I mean, that wouldn't be a new thing for Kamala, but what these vampires want with you is still a bit of a mystery. But you get the impression that they may also have some answers for you. The 20, you're not suffering any ill effects from that. You can just feel this lingering in the back of your mind. And other than that, the Alhoon has been sitting going over his spell book, and the wolves have been resting here as well, just commiserating the loss of some of their people, as the Skald is singing a song at the lodge. But if there is nothing else you guys would like to do, then we will move on to sunset, as you will make your way to the Druid's Perch to meet up with Thornclaw, if that's what you guys want to do.
Yes.
Yep.
Druid's Perch is where you're meeting her.
Oh, right.
So you guys would arrive at the Gentle Breeze Spire as you make your way up this spiral staircase that leads you up into the trees, with quite primitive but sturdy looking canopy like outlook points. It just looks like an elaborate treehouse that you've climbed into, but you can get quite a decent vantage point. You can see out over the grasslands as the sun is setting and illuminating the golden fields of grass, where just beyond, there are vampires lurking. But you feel like you've cleared any that were nearby, and when you get up here, you will see Thornclaw will just be saying something to a raven that she then lets fly off of her arm, and it flies out over the grassland. Good, you're here. I trust you're all ready for a hunt. I've managed to track down some tracks of the snake. We found a boar that may have been eaten, but you will have to go and pick up the trail from there. And you see she is pointing over the balcony towards a patch of grasslands not too far away. That is just beyond the grasswood verge. And you can see. Actually, give me a perception check, yeah. So, Ruth, I'm like, how do I check if they can see that? Perception checks. That's what we.
It's a thing.
Sorry, but internally distracted tonight. But yeah, a 20 from Thalgren is already going to be enough that you can see there are many little animal trails and pathways here in the forests and grasslands, but you can see that there has clearly been a disruption that almost looks like a river moving through the grassland of like grass that has been pressed flat, and it definitely looks like something slithered through there. Getting an aerial view of it right now, so from ground level it will probably be very difficult to see, but from up here you can see that it snakes off towards the northeast.
Okay, I see what you mean. You see the tracks.
Have you capable beasts hunters, or well, remember we will need this creature alive. Don't feel too bad about hurting it. We can always heal it once it gets here. But if you need help in commanding it or controlling it, I could come with you.
Well, I have magic that lets me speak with it, but depends on how convincing I can be.
It's usually wise not to put your trust in a serpent, but it is possible it may be willing, as maybe it even wants to fight in the arena.
I'm out of options. What about the rest of you?
Oh, well, I have this braided quarterstaff, which can, if it basically turn into a rope and it can properly, effectively restrain the creature. Yeah, and can attempt to drag it back. Hopefully, or we can knock it out. Essentially, use this to drag it back.
I see your 50 feet of rope and raise you 100 feet of chain. I'm sure we'll have enough to tie it down.
Yep.
Theodore would say, if this creature can be spoken with, I could also reach out to its mind.
Ah. Oh yeah, Theodore has modified memory.
He has dominate monster, which is what is kind of hinting at here. You see, kind of holds up a little page of his spell book, and you see that is the spell he has open. As Thornclaw says, yes, well, let's try and keep the balance of nature, shall we? I can also command the beasts of the wild and speak to their minds, but in maybe a little more, well, with a bit of a lighter touch. She can offer a dominate beast.
Okay.
Can take one of them with you as an ally, but yeah, not all of them. We're not taking the whole army.
Yeah, I say Theodore since he's good. He wants to try out his magic.
Sounds good to me.
Then Theodore it is.
Well then, suppose I'll wish you luck. And good luck with the hunt.
Thank you. Come on, let's get going. Really want to try and be back before it's completely dark.
Right. Yep.
As you guys
Oh.
head out of town, whoever's leading this expedition can start with the survival check. But I get the impression Thalgren might be taking the navigator on this one.
Think so.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
I'll enhance myself with the snout of the bloodhound and make my check. That's horrid.
Ah, this is
I lose my
this
inspiration
is
here.
payback for
So
it's
just
payback for the 4 nat 20s you guys
yeah,
had last
makes
session.
sense. Does inspiration just reroll one of the dice? So just roll
So just
normally
roll-
once.
Yeah, you roll one more.
Yeah. $14.
And with a slate of flash of genius on top of that, like I think it went that way. 4
Oh yeah, yes,
and
that's 5.
19.
Okay. Yeah, with a flash of genius, then you will definitely be able to pick up the trail as you guys make your way into the grasslands, and yeah, you start following a trail of pressed grass, and there is not much. There's not much in by way of the like leftover bodies or anything. You do see a couple of signs of like a potential battle. Like there is some blood on the grass in certain places, but you can tell that the serpent is hunting. You have rolled high enough, and it is probably late enough that I mean, just double check where you run into this. uh, You actually managed to catch up with it. Okay, so you guys will make your way through the grasslands. We're not going to go through the other maps that I had prepared, but I'm sure you'll see those again next week. So as you continue forwards, you will eventually come to what looks like a little bit of a hill that crests here in the grasslands. And you will notice that you have found your way to a rather overgrown arena, actually. There is, it seems like this is old and out of use, and it's just kind of hidden here in the grasslands. But you are approaching from this side. I'll put your tokens down now so you can see.
Ooh.
So as you guys are approaching, it's a huge scale as well. One of those trails, you can see that it seems to lead to this old arena that is completely overgrown, but looks like an old amphitheater. It's about an hour out of town, so the sun is going down.
I suppose we should see what's over this amphitheater.
Yep.
As Mikkel's slowly gonna crest to see what's in.
Yeah, and trying to follow. Very cast whatever spells the danger comes in their way.
As you crest the top there, Mikil, you look down and see this, what looks like an old marina, but you don't see any signs of a serpent. You can see what you can see here on the map, but it seems like the trail goes cold here.
These serpents wouldn't be magical in nature. Actually, I suppose I should make a history check for that. Or nature check.
Make a nature check to see what you know, but
Alright, that's an
Nice.
18 nature.
so your previous check was that you didn't know anything about these creatures in particular, but when you are standing up here, you will find with an 18, you find lying in the grass what for a second you think is a piece of glass lying there, and then you go and pick it up from the grass and you realize that this is a scale. It is definitely a serpentine scale, but it looks like maybe it's a piece of a shedding or something like that, but it is highly reflective. It's like a mirror, and you get the impression you could bounce light off of this thing and like blind someone. It is very, very reflective, and this is just a like a piece of a scale that has clearly come off, but you could easily fashion this into some kind of a mirror.
Oh,
Well, picking that up, Mikkel's gonna immediately or take over his green light lantern and point it around because now it's hella sketch. So he's gonna take it out, like, essentially turn in a circle just to see.
Remind me, what does that have a magical effect?
Not in its current state though.
Okay,
Right now, I'm just using it as a lantern or a laser pointer, whichever you want to call it.
yeah, so you can, if you press R, you should be able to direct that. As you cast the light over um, this arena, you'll definitely see more reflections. Like there are more scales, especially on the like these kind of seats of this amphitheater, like where you can see the snake might have rubbed up against it. You get the impression that if there is a serpent in here, it is using this as its nest. And see an actual snake.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna tell the others, be on the guard. This snake, it's almost invisible. If you see anything odd, make sure to call out.
At what Nikhil said, he's gonna come back to theater, and he's gonna basically cast the meta magic twin spells, second level, so he can cast on both himself and Theodore, see invisibility. As like I can imagine both Trimir and Theodore like take a quick look around. Mikhail suggesting of like, can it turn invisible?
I said it almost seemed invisible. Like if you look at this scale from either shedding or whatever, like look at that. Use it as a mirror.
Yeah.
So whatever the case may be, either it, well, yeah, no matter what the case may be, it's highly stealthy.
You guys want to give perception or investigation checks? You can, but from where you are standing, bear in mind, Mikil is the only one right now that can see into that arena. The rest of you are down the hill, so you know you need to tell me what you're doing.
Okay, got it. Yeah, for Trimir, I can imagine he's investigating, like the fact that the trails ends here. He's like trying to investigate, like the scales of like which scales seem fresh, which seems warm, and the trail. Like, is there any sense of warmth of where the trail leads along with the trail scales? Like, he's investigating, like where is it likely hiding?
Yeah, you can make an investigation or a survival check if you're trying to track the creature like that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do survival. Is it survival? Let's roll. Ooh, 23 survival.
With the 23, as you guys are looking down, you both notice that there is a big ass hole in the wall underneath you, as if an entrance to something. I don't know how you can see that on the map, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Like-
can imagine for Trimer, like he was looking around, but then he was like, "Oh wait a minute, I didn't notice this hole under right beneath me."
Yeah. It looks like that's where, if this was an arena, that's where like the fighters would come walking out of or something. It doesn't look like it's. I mean, it could go deeper. You can't. No one's looked inside yet, but it definitely there's a big ass doorway right underneath you.
Okay.
Falcon will give up on the stealthy approach. He'll take down the stairs and cast Speak with Animals on himself. And call out to the serpent. We know you're here, Serpent. Show yourself. I'll make my way to the center of the arena.
Okay, you can give me a persuasion or a performance check with advantage.
Okay. Why not? Let's go with performance. That's not very good.
Yeah, as you say that, kind of looking around, is anyone doing anything to help Thalgren? Why I give the result?
Oh, I mean, from the looks of it, Mikkel is shining like essentially a spotlight down on Talgrin.
I'm providing epic ambient battle lighting, but no. Just for reference, I'm gonna be installing a block and tally here.
You installing the block and tackle. Yeah, there's definitely there's a tree and there's all kinds of stuff you could connect it to here. So
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
trying to set up a trap.
Well, if okay, so here's the idea. I'm just quickly gonna draw on. The
With
idea
creating a trap with those tools, we can get a bit creative with, like, you don't have to worry that you have the very specific pulley to, you know, you can describe to me what it is you're trying to build. I feel like you've.
I mean, my idea essentially was like to install my characters in the way. One moment. You would have the block and tally there, and then it was essentially like go into like chains that would lay. So then like you could pull it up once the serpent came out.
Yeah, okay, so you're setting up the snare in front of the doorway so that if it comes out the doorway, you can trigger it and catch
Yeah.
it from up there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, let me just delete this.
Yeah, you can definitely set that up. I will say, yeah, give me a sleight of hand check or a check with your tools to see how well you are able to make this trap.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
Okay.
There we go.
24 should be fine.
Yeah, you definitely you line up using the chains and things. You've definitely set up quite a good trap here, and I mean, you know that with the others and their spells and things, you'll definitely be able to take this thing by surprise.
Alright, sweet. So yeah, that's gonna be Mikkel's help for Tremia. Oh, Falcon, sorry.
Then, as you are setting that up, and Thalgren calls out to the serpent. Thalgren, you will hear with your speak with animals. You will hear a voice echoing from inside that doorway, and it seems to almost be coming from the walls around you, as well as this hissing voice comes out at you and just says, "Ah, another challenger come to my arena, have they? Are you ready to die, Leonin?"
The arena is yours. Makes sense. Well, we were going to offer you to fight in the correct arena in the Verdun main tribes village. We were, well, not really offering. Wondering if you'll come with us peacefully, and then there will be a proper battle, or we will force you to come with us now. If you are not, if you decide that peacefully is not your way.
You're telling me that I could fight in a real arena? You see, you start to feel the ground kind of rumbling as this thing starts peeking its head. You first see the eyes, and then the tongue whipping out in front of it as it tastes the air and moves right into the like into the space of the trap, but just the body keeps kind of moving and rising up as you see this huge serpent that is just the body just keeps going, and it seems like it's probably wrapped up in that uh, like in that chamber for ages. As it is coming out, the light from Mikhail's uh, from Mikhail's lantern, as the thing comes out and you see its head and you're all like looking down ready to trap it. I need everyone up top, which I'm gonna say is Kamala, you'll be up there as well, but and Trimea, you can roll for Theodore. I'm gonna need everyone to make a
Stealth.
wisdom saving throw, please, as the light is going to reflect off of its scales and just be blindingly bright as that's the failure from
Yeah,
Mikhail.
I'm gonna flash finish that. That's my reaction.
Isn't that an ability, not save?
It's both, I think.
It's both ability and saving throw.
Okay.
And that's a +5, right? So that would bring you.
Yeah, 19.
That's a success then.
And Triner would have disadvantage, but he's gonna use his reaction of restore balance. So because he's got that still got that ring, so it's a distance. Oh, 16. And then Theodore with save.
And yeah, Kamala, that's you as well. Wisdom save. Are you
21.
okay? That's a successful for Kamala. And but it is a failure for Trimea and Theodore, as you are both stunned by the how bright this is. If not just blinded, stunned until the end of your next turn.
Oh,
You can avoid the saving throw by choosing to avert your eyes at the start of your turn, but you guys are like standing there looking down, waiting to trigger the trap. And as it moves into Mika, you are taken by surprise, and now you are just seeing dots. It's like the brightest thing you've seen is even Theodore was going, oh, I think that the snake's made of the sun. What? He's just stumbling around.
Praise the sun.
Actually, sorry, Thelgrin, you are close enough that the light would be on you as well.
Yeah.
So wisdom save.
Yeah, I'm stunned.
So the glittering like glory of this Titanoboa manages to emerge and blind most of you, but Mikhail and Camilla, you have succeeded on those checks. So despite the light, you can see it emerging, but it seems to be coiling up with pride. And Thalgren, you can hear that it seems interested in this challenge of going to an arena. But to the rest of you, there's a gigantic serpent that is hissing at Thalgren and rearing up. What are you going to do?
So considering Fulgrim was talking to Rip, Mikkel's gonna, like, seeing what the light shining on it did, he's gonna turn off the lantern, like, as quickly as possible.
Ooh.
As you switch it off, yeah, as soon as it is out of the bright light, that shimmering reflection fades. There is still some moonlight shining on it, but yeah, just enough that it now you can see the form of the snake clearly, but it is just in dim light right now. So it's like glittering and just looks magnificent, not burning your eyes like it has done to everyone else's. Everyone else's vision will slowly start to come back.
Yes, I'm squinting my eyes, like raising a hand to block the light. I'll say, well, I can't promise you will survive it, but if it's a fight you're looking for, that's something that can be provided. Well, of course, would rather not fight you to bring you there, but we need someone, well, a creature worthy of a fight. And, well, you clearly answer that criteria.
Good. I was born for the arena. I will be the champion. Rule them all.
As again, for the rest of you, you can't hear this conversation. You have set up a trap. Are you triggering the trap or not?
I am
Wanna flip the coin?
no. If I see Fulgrim readying his weapons, I'm gonna trigger the trap. If he doesn't, then I'm not.
Yeah, that's a good call. And I assume you are. It's just kind of hands in the air, like trying
Yeah.
to talk this thing down. And then Thalgren, you can give me another persuasion check to try and convince, or persuasion or animal handling, actually.
Yeah, let's go with animal handling.
Ooh, nice.
Snap, the serpent will kind of lower itself down to you, give you a long look, and then as it just licks at the air, it goes,
Very well. Take me to your arena, and I will show you true power.
"You've convinced the snake to join."
Well, just don't attack anyone until the battles actually start, please. I know it's probably very tempting, but it won't be long before we fight, before the fighting begins.
Very well. I will not ruin my appetite. Lead the way.
As it like seems to be following Thalgren now, and he has made no signs of trying to attack him.
Yeah, I'll just speak to the group normally. It's way too excited to fight in our arena.
And like, are the elders available to witness the fight tonight or no?
I believe they do. Well, you need to prove yourselves worthy defenders, and they'll definitely be there.
All right then.
Then let's make our way by and get this fight underway.
Okay, I'll start leading the way back.
As you make your way back with this giant snake in tow. Get the map. Head back to the verdant main, and they will be quite surprised. But I assume you're heading straight back to the arena to drop
Yeah,
off.
assume. Yeah. Not sure where is the entry to the arena. I can see where it is on the map. I'm just not sure where you are entering the arena from. Just go through the woods there, through the trees.
The Feral Harmony Lodge, there would be like a path leading from the back out sort of to the arena, but yeah, you could just come in from the forest. There's not that many roads.
Well,
and
I'll go through the forest. I don't think the giant serpent uses doors.
and the giant serpent hasn't eaten a huge creature in the last 24 hours, so it can technically squeeze through a space as big as 10 feet wide, which 10 feet wide? No, I think it's less than that.
Probably not that. Probably some room between the trees.
So my point is that it can easily move between the
Yeah.
trees. It actually has that mechanic that if it hasn't eaten something huge, just can't find it.
So, do you think they'll like this spectacle? I mean, I guess
Very
we do
much
have
so,
to
yes.
prove ourselves that we can win against it, but I think bringing the Titan bow or whatever is a good show force in and of itself.
Yeah, that's even without, probably without even fighting it, is very impressive. Or hurting it at all. But they will still expect you to fight it. I don't think you're getting out of that part.
That makes sense.
I'm going to have to put down a bunch of tokens, but are you going to? Sorry. Okay, so you guys go head back and let the druids know that you have brought back a beast. They will say either they can have the arena battle tonight, and or they could have it tomorrow, like in the morning. But they are already, by the time you get back, people are already talking about the fact that the arena is going to be open again, and they're all excited to see an arena battle. Some people excited to participate, but it looks like it's mostly going to be you guys involved in the fight.
Yep. I would say we had to do it tonight to satisfy the urge of the Titan boy. Like, we're here now, why are we fighting now? Like, he's probably gonna be mad and get impatient.
Based on what you've just seen from the scales, Trymia, you can make an Arcana check or a Nature check.
Ooh, okay. Arcana. So, no. I gotta use magical guidance. So, reroll that Arcana. I think. You know what? Yeah, why not? I'm gonna use my inspiration. I want a good roll on this. There we go. 21.
Okay. Yeah, you know that the Titan bow will be more dangerous during the day because of those scales. They seem to reflect light. So fighting it at night is probably going to be an easier battle.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Primer will share that with the party, and and I technically get my inspiration for being tactical. Use environment to combat advantage.
Not yet.
Yeah, inspiration.
You haven't used the environment yet. You just have learned that it would be better to fight it at night. So describe how you're going to use that tactically. They're saying just by going, no, we should fight it while it's dark.
Okay.
Asking, what is your tactical suggestion? That roll just told you that it's going to be weaker during the night. And how that got you inspiration?
Saying that's the session challenge. Use the of tactical. Use environment to gain advantage in combat.
Yeah, there's been no combat, so what do you?
Okay.
How are you going to use it to your advantage? You haven't done the use it to your advantage part. You've thought of an idea of how you might, but you haven't done anything yet. What are you gonna do?
So just that we fight it at night, so that doesn't use its scales to its advantage. That blinded us earlier.
You could also suggest that maybe we shouldn't use any like attacks that might
Right.
light it up like a Christmas tree, because that would also blind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what are you guys discussing as the plan? You have to talk to each other. I can't drag you through this. What is the discussion happening? Like, sounds like you're planning something, but I'm not sure what.
Sorry. I'm a bit tired. Didn't get a lot of sleep.
Oh, so we're gonna attack it at night. Yeah, we're gonna hold the arena battle at night, and as I said, it would probably be best if we don't use, well, primarily spells, I guess. Although that kind of fucks you over, Tromia. At least any spells that would just light it up like a Christmas tree. So, I guess fireball and shit like that. That would probably light it up. And just be mindful.
Yep.
Crimea, the only one that actually has laser-based weapons.
Yeah.
Could be very bad.
It has other spells.
It couldn't be a worse lineup. Do we know if the serpents are able to see like, do they have dark vision, as it's called?
I think, yeah.
He just
Okay.
crawled out of a like underground cave.
That should be pretty indicative that it has dark vision. Okay.
Well, actually, not necessarily.
It can see well, in dark places, not necessarily dark vision.
It's blind sight. I will tell you that. Not technically dark
Ah.
vision.
Well, that's just as great.
Can you see in the dark, Mikhail?
No, lol. I'm a human. But I guess if I guess we could go for its eyes, it might still be able to sense us around it. But if we can get far enough away, it might not sense us anymore. But again, that would require us to get to its eyes, and considering how fucking massive that thing is, it's gonna be a bit interesting.
Yeah. It'll be difficult, but I think we can manage.
That would be ideal, at least.
Yeah, okay, that seems like we have a plan. We fight it dark, try to use a lot of light, and aim for his eyes. You guys can probably handle the eyes, I don't think I can reach.
Yep. And if you're feeling fun, I can feed it dragon's blood. If you guys want to have fun with it.
Yeah, last time it wasn't. Well, it was in our favor, but also not. Because if we had not seen the Leonin, it would have been very problematic. You're just hitting a random thing to the battle. And unless you want to get
You know.
closer to his mouth to feed him the blood.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind actually doing that, to be honest.
I can't help but feel like it's kind of dangerous to feed a serpent of dragon's blood. I feel like there might be some implications there.
Agree.
Yeah, never know. It could be fun. Alright, I'll have that plan in case of emergency.
Like I'm kind of afraid it'll spread wings and suddenly we have a dragon to deal with, but I'm not sure if that's how that works here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe it is now.
Oh, well, Miko's ready for fight. If the rest of the team is ready,
Yep.
Yeah, you can start now.
Then, as you go and you speak with the druids, they go and start setting things up as a lot of the townsfolk make their way to the arena. Everyone quite excited that it is opening after such a long time. And you will see some people walking up, signing up to be competitors, and it does not look like you've got much competition yet. We go. I still have to put down some of the spectators, but this is what we arrive. Yeah, Shadiana would address the crowds and address the competitors and say, "Welcome all to the cracked arena before the next 3 nights of the trifle commence. We have some warriors from out of town that would like to show their skills and call us into their battle. I know everyone will be upset by this, but that is why we have gathered here to see if the gods will watch over them and watch over us in turn as prove themselves champions of the arena, and we crown, for the first time in many years, the champion of the Verdant Main. Without further ado, time, the battles will begin as you see torches now being lit in the stands around. Not enough to reflect off the snake just yet, but if it gets close to the sides, you get the impression.
Yeah, I'll just look to Mosfor and yell, Mosfor, are you not too old for this?
Been waiting for this for ages, my friend. I am glad it is you on the other side.
And you will see the spear in his hand. You know that is quite a special spear that can it can shift forms. You know that is his signature weapon. That his spear can like turn into an axe or a sword if he needs it to. Kind of lifts it up to salute you, and as the serpent comes slithering its way down the stairs and starts to rise up into the air. And with that, we'll roll for initiative as Shaliana uses her kind of druid craft and things to the wind swirl up in the middle of the arena and make the fires flare as the battle begins. Carmela, you can just tell me what you is.
8.
And Carmela's having technical troubles tonight.
Is that consistent with the trouble?
Also, I will say that the Theodore is not competing. He will definitely be in the crowd, like cheering you on, embracing the
Oh, yeah,
local
that's right.
customs. As we begin, you will hear a Leon come, like sort of shouting and screaming. You can see this guy is one of the warriors that, or one of the hunters that is very eager to. And as he moves in here, he's going to make a multi-attack. He's going to try and claw at the snake from behind.
Just to make sure this is us against the snake against the other group.
Yes. As his first attack goes to the snake, misses, but his second attack goes to you, Thalgren, as he tries to throw a dart. And misses both. So yeah, he rushes in, tries to swipe at the tail, and then is throwing the dart. He's like focused on too many different directions, and looks like he's about to get squashed by the snake's tail. As we go to Thalgren.
Yeah, Thalgren. Has more interest in killing the giant snake than fighting the other one. He will leave them for later.
Yeah, you can see the enemy team is, they are not fighters. Like, they are, but not
Nope, that's the
compared to
wrong one.
what you've been fighting over the last
Rage. And I'll charge recklessly at the giant snake. It's a very fitting course of action. Oh,
Oh,
Okay, come on now.
yeah!
Is it
Rigged
dead?
again. No, but it's a natural 20 on the first attack.
yep, and it's barely injured.
Jesus, for 40 points of damage, though, that is quite something.
Attack number 2. If it is also a crit, okay, oh no, I got. I didn't do anything.
Someone check his PC.
Yeah,
That's good.
this
Hey,
this
so
has
Roll to
actually
confirm
been
crit.
very suspicious, I have to say. I don't know where you got hacks for Boundary, but please
If
share.
I would share them if I knew where they are.
Oh, I know this word script to do that.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Nat 20.
I'm in
Yeah,
touch
come
with
on,
you.
Nat 20.
Okay, that's it. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I switched them off because we started getting
Yeah.
suspicious.
Definitely, that's the reason.
Okay, well, with Valgren's aimbot, he nearly fucking bloodies the creature in one round again.
Yeah, that's
As
that's the round.
the creature looks like horrified at this. He's like, "Oh, you're not like the others." Oh, I suppose you can't understand it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going for Valgren after that. He's going to try and constrict.
Does have
This is
advantage because he went reckless.
yeah.
Like,
I did. What was it to hit? Like the score, because I didn't have the option to adjust the AC.
it was a 29.
Definitely hits. And
Okay,
into the
so
mouth I
you-
go.
Oh wait, why did I only do 10? Oh, because you.
I'm raging. Yeah.
No, not into the mouth. It is constricting, so you are grappled and restrained.
Okay. Yeah. Just assume that's the next step.
Yeah, the next step is it's going to be a bite.
Yeah.
I suppose yeah. Didn't need to constrict you for the advantage. Oh, that's a crit. Thank you.
That definitely hits then. Yeah.
Holy
Wait,
shit.
that's
Okay,
seriously
yeah.
140.
This is why the dice gods have been giving you crit after crit. They knew this bite was
Dex. Am I supposed to make a dex save? It just popped up for me.
Yes, the dex save is to avoid getting swallowed.
Okay. Well, I'm not dead.
Oh, you
Yeah,
will
but
be
then
if you're swallowed.
Yeah, I will be dead if I'm swallowed. Yeah, I'm swallowed.
Okay, so you are swallowed, but hold on. I think it may have rolled the damage for getting tested as well.
Yeah, I think so.
No, that was just the crit damage.
No, but 82, it should be half to 70. I took 82 damage.
But yeah, that
70,
Uh,
I was beyond like 11 health.
no, it was 140 damage
Yeah, which is supposed to be halved because I'm raging.
to 82. What?
Not to 8. Yeah, it's supposed to be 70, not 82. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It applied 101.
It's because it's acid damage. You're not
Oh.
you're resistant to acid.
No, then yeah, I'm dead. I'm in the stomach.
Hold on, I still
damn.
think it may have rolled. No. Okay, it did roll the damage for you were in. So the acid damage is if you get swallowed, then it does 66 acid damage at the start of its turn. So you don't take that damage yet, but at the start of the snake's next turn, if you're still in its stomach, then you'll take 63 points of acid damage. So you can actually add 63 back, because that acid damage I don't think was resisted.
It was not resisted, no.
So yeah, at the
But I
start
mean
of
the stomach.
yeah, you have been swallowed. So you are completely restrained. You have total cover against attacks and other effects outside. And if you can't get out of there, you're going to take that 63 acid
And
damage.
you said it's on the start of the snake's turn or my turn?
No, its turn. So you'll
Okay.
still get a turn before that happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's belly.
You get creative about how you're going to.
I am doubtfully, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's the first time you've been eaten in D&D though, so
Yeah, most
Yeah.
likely
yeah,
not.
I'm sure I must have beaten Jerry at some.
Yeah, he's small. Very easy.
And at this point, a small Leonin on the other side comes rushing, and yeah, rolls in it. As Trymere, we go to you. He did fire an
Oh.
arrow at you, Trymere, but actually it was.
It's,
Wait, let me
yeah,
roll
I'm
it.
having some issues. Okay, downloading.
Oh, it actually rolled an 18. Damn, that still doesn't hit Trymere.
Yeah. Get that feat from the unarmored bonus. Hey, come on, it's loading. Come on, load. Foundry.
Okay, if we're waiting for Foundry to load, then I'm just gonna go to Mikhail for the next, because he's right after you. And then when you load it in,
Oh,
you
okay.
literally
Okay,
both got the
so
same
then,
initiative.
there we go. Okay, I'm back. All right. Trymere is going to. He's going. First, he's going to bonus action cast Meta Magic Quicken spell. So he casts a spell as a bonus action, and it's going to cast a 4th level spell. Summon Construct, and it's going to be made of stone. Summon right. Yep, and gonna move 5, 10, 15 here, so that I'm flanking with my summon stone construct, and it's gonna use his action to use shocking grass. Advantage because of flanking. Ooh, crit. Oh my! Oh wait! Oh yeah! And because of that, I'm gonna use the where's the item? Oh yeah, from the Suncatcher staff. I can use up to 3 charges to do radiant damage if I'm using I'm making a spell attack roll. So for each charge spent, I can do 1d6 radiant. So essentially, I'm doing 3d6 radiant, like with the critical hit. So here I go. Yeah.
Okay, Trymere, please give me a dexterity saving throw as you hit it with radiant damage, right?
Yes.
Oh no.
And as you
So
had a long discussion about before, light is
Hey,
reflected right back at you.
hey, it was a crit. I need to enact on it.
Well, it's going right back in your face now. Oh,
Oh, nat 20! Holy shit!
Yeah. With the nat 20, it is going to reflect and just destroy that section of the like amphitheater. That whole seating area is just completely explodes. But yeah, you you managed to dodge out the as yeah. So that was the radiant damage just added damage because
Yeah, I applied the radiant. Is it like resistant or something?
it,
it just
it's
it just
immune.
hit you.
It reflects it back at you. But
Oh,
was
it's
was
immune
there
to radiant, really?
was there other damage? Because that said lightning damage from that.
It had
Oh, yeah.
18. It had 28 lightning damage and a bunch of. Yeah, it's the D8s, never mind, not the D6s. It's actually maximum 32 lightning.
Okay, then restore some.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I undid the full damage, so that 32 has been applied. It is badly hurt after that. But yeah, as
Okay. Ah,
the tactical advantage that you came up with, you just used against yourself, is what I'm saying.
Threw it out the window. The first opportunity he had.
He's just smart.
hey,
He's
like
just
it was a nat 20.
using it.
Like yeah, it
Yeah.
was nat 20. I had to use it. I didn't know it was immune to radiant damage.
No,
You know
no,
what? Actually, you did get a nat 20 on the save as well. So I'll say if you wanted to reflect it at one of the other competitors, you could potentially have hit one of them with it. Like actually bounced the shot off of the snake into one of them.
Yeah, or I can imagine he uses. Actually, like if you look at primary staff, it does have the radiant absorption ability. So, so in character, I could probably like use that to like basically deflect it back to one of the competitors.
So I'll say one of them could take the excess damage. Which one would you take?
I did. I'll do the Leonin above the anxious Leonin iconoclast.
Give him a dex save.
Okay. He passed.
Yeah, so he dives out of the way and it blows up that section of of the stadium instead.
They just opened it. Or we're destroying it.
Yeah, it's extra crap now.
Okay. And with that, it's the construct goes immediately after Trimer's turn. Is gonna melee attack the ancient boa. Yep, it's 10, and then next attack roll. It's 14. All right, and that is Trimer's turn.
Okay, make it.
All right. Now, before I cast it, Shield of Faith isn't like it doesn't have a like lighting radiant effect. Like just I don't want to cast. Okay.
Because that's around you. That wouldn't
Right.
ricochet.
All right. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's anything that's making bright light, which an attack. Yeah, if it's doing radiant damage, then it'll be bright enough.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move up beside it. Probably shouldn't move into its token, but I'm gonna move up beside it. And then I'm gonna start attacking it as well. I'm gonna use my Masterwork Longsword here. Actually, I'm gonna move him over here so I can get
You're
flanking.
not flanking with me. Just making sure you get that.
Yeah, I moved over, so I'm flanking with the icon.
Yeah, he's not on our side.
Yeah, there's not
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Could I move up besides Tremia then?
Yeah.
That'd be fine. Alright. Cheers.
You are flanking with the construct. Trimia's construct is on the other side.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. For not 20, okay.
Ooh, crit. Damn, we're rolling all the crits.
No pressure,
Yep.
Camilla. We can't see your dice. You might as well.
28 points of damage, and then we shall do it again. For a regular amount of damage. And yeah. Yeah, that would be my turn.
Okay, and I see the snake is looking very bad at this point. Is nearing death. As Camilla, we go to you. I don't know. Can you actually see them?
I cannot see, and I cannot see my favorite weapon.
Damn. Sorry, I thought someone had been streaming this whole time. Your sword. I can tell you what it does. It doesn't really have. It's only if you reduce something to 0. Are you talking about the bleeding edge?
Yes, that's all. But oh yeah, so it's just I think it's 1d8.
Oh yeah, I can. That would be. Yeah, I don't know if there's a plus to the thing. Sorry, I'll roll just a random. Yeah, it's 1d8 plus your modifiers.
Next.
1d8 plus 4 plus bonus. I don't know what the bonus. I think your proficiency bonus. And then it's d20 plus 4, 5, 6, 7.
Plus 7, yeah.
I will just, as a quick description, there's the giant snake is in the middle of the arena. There's your allies are flanking it on one side. The enemies are surrounding it, and Thalgren's been eaten by it.
Well, it's into hitting it, and then let's see if it actually hits. Just using.
I can. I shared my screen in case you want.
Let's see, 15 to hit.
15 just hits.
Ooh.
Let's see, you said it was a d8. Let's just see what that is. So that's the and plus. Yes. So that's a 10. Just
10 points of damage. It's still up. It's looking bad.
Yeah, the next one will not hit because that's a freaking 8. And the final one, just let's see. Okay, that's a 24. Yep, that will hit. And let's just see. That.
Yep, go ahead.
So that would be a 11. My turn is done. Oh, wait a second. No, I don't want to stand here. I'm just gonna return to where I was. That's perfect match.
Like that. Cool. Okay, yeah, so Kamala brings it right down to its last hit points, but as the creature is writhing and slithering around still, the other Leonin who are going to move in, seeing that you are all focusing on the creatures. Mosfer is going to take his opportunity and turns his weapon into a whip as he gets the range to hit Mikil here and extends the weapon. That's 10 feet, right? Yeah. Cool. With a 10 to hit on the first. Oh, and that one on the second, because he's just trying to grab you, but doesn't have. And then the other one standing up here is going to throw a javelin across the entire arena towards Kamala. Oh, that's a 15, which misses. And he's only got the one attack. So we go to the top of the round with the Leonin, who sees what is happening and goes around. And goes for Trymere with the 25.
Yep. Yep, hits.
Okay, yeah, he slashes at you with his claws, and then goes for a dart attack against the Titanobot.
Yep, that's my concentration check for my construct.
Oh. Oh, again, he hits the Titanobot with a dart, but that is not enough to. So we go to Thalgrin in the belly of the beast. As at the start of the Titanobot's turn, you're going to take a 63 acid damage, which I think is going to be bad because that's
It
all your
would
hit
be.
points. But right now you've just been swallowed. You've got an opportunity here. What are you going to do?
I'll start. I don't know what its
Is that right?
condition from the inside, so I'll start with maybe I can kill it.
You're
That's what I think.
restrained from the inside, just
Yeah.
condition. Yeah, but that's all. Restrained
I'm also blinded,
Yeah,
no, or
so-
just restrained.
and blind.
I don't think they stack, but yeah. I'll attack recklessly to roll normally.
Nice.
Oh,
It
yeah, it's
drags.
a normal attack. Still a -5. That will miss. And the second attack,
Come on.
a normal roll, which will
Okay,
hit.
there you go.
There we go. That's a hit.
Oh,
Do this.
you cut yourself
How
out.
did-
I
How did
yeah, try me or Mikkel will over on the left side sees like an X suddenly appears from the inside of the Titan boy as it cuts it open. And Talgrim pushes himself out, and the snake withers and dies in pain.
Yeah, as it does, you will be kind of covered in the skin and scales of this thing that you are like. It's quite a magnificent sight in terms of like a Mordian arena spectacle, as the shining scales of that snake give way to Thalgrim emerging covered in blood, and as the crowd roars and cheers, roars literally, that is where we're going to end tonight's session as they chants carry Thalgrim's name to the gods.
It, when you said like bloodied and yelling, it's like I think it's I don't remember the character's name. Ivar the Boneless, when he's like covered in blood and yelling. I think when they sieged York.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wonder, are you gonna? Do you want to make one more attack as a bonus action? It's in your Great Weapon Master feature.
I
Give us
would
a
have
feature
probably
if you
healed.
need.
I will not have attacked right now. It's fine. We can do
Okay.
this afterwards.
Okay, yeah, it's okay.
We did the main part.
Yeah. Let's say that was incredible first round. Everyone rolled a crit except for Carmela.
I almost rolled. I saw the die leaning on the 20, but it returned to the 14.
14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, session we will continue this next week, but I think the victor has already been decided here, as these guys are not going to put up much more of a challenge, and Thalgrim has definitely made an impression.
Yeah, absolutely slaughtered that Titan boa.
And caught it in the same day. It's
Is there a hunting god in Norse mythology?
yeah.
Probably. Like
Uh,
Orla,
it's,
Orla.
I think
Maybe.
it's Freya's brother.
Frey.
Prey.
There's another one, isn't Brogy?
There is another one. I remember.
Yeah. My brain's too tired now. It should be on World Animal
Yeah.
and just the internet at large.
Well, thanks for the session, guys. I shall head off here, but we shall see each other next week.
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
see you then.
Yep.
Thanks for the game. Oh, it's
I hope,
Uller, the arch god of the
Yeah.
hunt.
Bye bye.
I hope we see hit